What's happening? Cheers. I fucking hate Sundays. Sabbath, bloody Sabbath. Alright. Thought I'd do a video on this. If you happen to give a fuck. My favorite album covers or most metal album covers of the 1970s. Now, this is 70s metal. Everyone's like, oh, it's classic rock. Fuck you. It's not classic rock. It's fucking metal. It's just older metal. Classic stuff. The stuff that got it started, you know. Very primitive. I mean, if you go back to the 70s and you're around that time, this shit would have been the heaviest stuff. The hardest, you know, you could have got. I mean, there's fucking ABBA. Fuck ABBA. But, you know, if you're not interested, go ahead and run home and cry to mama. But I'm staying. I'm finishing the music. All right, let's do this. Cheers. Ghoulish Dave's favorite album covers of the 70s. All right, first up, you all know this one. I mean, look at that motherfucker. Black Sabbath. I always thought this album cover looked creepy and evil, especially in the, you know, how it's taken in the fall, the band logo. I mean, yeah, this is definitely on the list. You can't deny that. Actually, there's another version of the album cover here, right there. Even the logo's different if you compare the two. Actually, this cassette has a cover of the band Crow, I think from Chicago, which they suck, but Sabbath did a great job of it. Evil Woman is on this one. But Wicked World isn't on this. Isn't that funny? Wicked World isn't on this cassette, but Evil Woman is. The band logo is different. Yeah, interesting. Alright, next up. Not always a vinyl. You can't fucking beat this. When I saw this when I was a kid, I thought, like, wow, it's metallic. It's, you know, you got these guys on the, you know, this kind of dissonant figure of all these dudes, long hair. I personally think this is metal as fuck, man. 1970s. You know, if I was flipping through the albums, this would have been one. You know, Deep Purple's Machine Head for sure. None of these are in order, like I said, so you can't beat this. Sad Wings of Destiny, man. Look at that motherfucker. Now, I wish I had this on vinyl. Someday I will. But you look at metal album covers today. Look, I mean, I'm always gonna point to this Perdition Temple. Can't help it. Very similar. I mean, similar colors. The idea, fire, all that shit. You know, brimstone and fire. I don't know. It's fucking badass. All right. Next up. How about this fucking band? Oh yeah, Lucifer's Friend. That looks creepy as fuck, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think this is badass, so whatever. that's really cool. So check this in too. You know, if you guys haven't listened to these albums, or do at least, you know, revisit them, or whatever. You know, maybe. So yeah, Lucifer's Friend. This album fucking rules. It's the only good one in my opinion, so, yeah. How can you forget? Alice Cooper's fucking killer, man. Dude. Hell yeah. That's fucking metal as fuck, you know? These guys are cool, you know, when you really think about the Alice Cooper band, what they did, like the theatrics mixed with like that crazy heavy psychedelic rock. I mean, I'll call it metal, whatever. But yeah, this classifies. All right, another one. Judas Priest, Sin After Sin, man. Look at that. It's like the gothic, like cathedral-looking motherfucking thing, and a stone monument. I miss this logo, the fucking old school logo. The 70s logo I think is my favorite. I don't like the stupid jig-jag fucking logo they had. They switched over to, what was it, Stained Class, and then they switched over to that one. Yeah, this album is fucking great. Sin After Sin, that fucking album cover, man. I'd love to get a t-shirt of that. Alright. Now we can't forget about this. Motorhead, dude. That fucking logo. This is one of my favorite album covers ever. I mean, 70s, but like it still holds up. Look how badass that is. Just no one. I don't feel like people really talk about the album covers that much. More the music, but I mean, dude, classic. This is something I'd like to get on vinyl someday. Fuck yeah, like an original, you know? Fuck yeah. There's another one. More Motorhead. Yeah, this case is fucked, man. I already said before in one of my other videos, I take my music with me, you know, when CDs, they don't stay in the fucking case, they don't, you know. I used to keep shit in my pocket, still do from time to time, because I travel with my music, you know. I never had a MP3 player or a fucking iPod, none of that bullshit, you know. This is, yeah, man, that. And if you look at album covers now, you see the black and the white and the red, and in the back is black. You see that a lot in black metal and death metal albums, you know. That, I think Motorhead really inspired this style, this coloring and idea, the old English, you know, letters, especially with this album. You know, so yeah, fuck yeah. And then best for last, man. You all know this one. Fuck yeah, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Now, this album is very special to me. This is. I heard this when I was a kid growing up. My stepdad at the time had a giant fucking stereo system, an old school one. He had a Kenwood receiver. It was like 300 watts, something like that. It was loud, and he had cassettes. He had a huge cassette collection, and this was one of them. And this album always stuck out, man. I mean, the sound, the music. I mean, 666, the lightning bolt, the fucking band logo, the lettering. This screams, man, fucking metal. And it still holds up today. Like, you still see artwork like this today, and I think this inspired a lot. And this to me is one of the best album covers in metal in history, you know. This is wicked. I love it. And actually, talking about how he had cassettes, it's the original. My stepdad passed on years ago, but I've always had this. Now this isn't a Warner Bros version. This is NEMS or CSL. Anyways, I like this version better. The way the letters are up, you know, up and down rather than side to side. I think that would make a fucking cool shirt if the shirt was like this, and you can't really see it, but the band's in old English letters. But if the band logo was like a little bigger on the bottom, make that into a fucking shirt with the, yeah. But fuck yeah, man. That sums it up. There's some honorable mentions. At least one I can think of. I don't have. I love this AC/DC. If You Want Blood should be on this fucking list, man. Because to me, like, that album cover was badass. It was the live album on I think the Powerage tour. I'm actually very familiar with it because that was one of the albums my stepdad had on cassette growing up, and I always thought that was so cool. The fucking guitar's going right through Angus Young, and he's like bloody as fuck. And you know he's got the white shirt and the tie and all that. It just looks cool, and Bon Scott's just right up next to him singing. Awesome fucking logo, man. Awesome cover. So yeah, that was one I wish I had. I would have put on this list. And if you guys know any album covers that you think were badass from the 70s, you know, let me know. Anything. I don't have any Uriah Heep, man. They should be on this fucking list too. So, fortunately, I don't got any Uriah Heep. I consider them like a 70s type of metal. They're not the heaviest, but they had some pretty good, you know, groove and fucking heavy stuff, you know, for the 70s. So, any of you guys think of anything, you know, post down in the comments or let me know. So, on that note, happy fucking work week. Not. I say fuck work, so I figured do this thing to start the goddamn work week with, man. So, what am I watching tonight? All right, I'm making me some fucking some brats and kicking back some beers. Nice way to fucking end the weekend. And I'm gonna watch this, man. Fucking, I saw this like months ago. I loved it, so I was like, I picked it up, man. This is a great comedy horror and cheesy as fuck, but I love Nicolas Cage, man. I don't think he gets enough credit, and I'm rooting for the son of a bitch, man. He's done so many movies that like just go under the radar now. One of his horrors that I like, their newer ones, was Willy's Wonderland. He doesn't say one fucking word in the whole movie. You should all check it out. Willy's Wonderland's great. And the other one was Between Worlds. It's another good fucking cheesy, goofy horror flick. Some people might even say they're terrible, but that's why I love them, man. Alright, so on that note, cheers, guys. Fucking have a good week. I might post something, and maybe not. So hit me up, let me know what you think. Alright.